Hi, welcome back to our Let's Play of Fate Extra. We're a girl now. Good job. This guy is saying the same thing as he was last time, and I think we're gonna chill out. I think it's fine. It's perfectly normal for this like fuzzy filter to be there. That's just what being a teenage girl's like. You just see that all the time. So we're just going to take a walk around. This is class 2B. There's a lot of athletes here, so it's a little overwhelming. It's noisy as usual. I'd rather not be noticed, so I better hightail it out of here. This is class 2C. Student Council President Issei is in class C, but he's not here now. He must be busy. I don't know anyone else here. Okay, so got some pointers from my dear friend M about the last episode, or the first episode, because I'm recording this one after I release the first one. I'm going to try and maintain a more steady distance from the mic. These shelves comprise the Japanese history section. It seems like learning about our nation's history has become somewhat of a fad of late. We're going to go through the library, and then I'll get back to this. These shelves comprise the art and design section. Judging by the bindings, there seem to be a number of different kinds of volumes available. That's the same as before, looks like. Yeah. No books on that shelf, apparently. It's empty. These shelves comprise the cultural anthropology section. The titles of the books here are incomprehensible gibberish to the average person. These shelves comprise the sports and recreation section. There seems to be a number of books regarding some fairly obscure sports. Rules for international matches of kabaddi. Interesting. These shelves comprise the literature section. All of the novels here seem to be targeted to underclassmen. Look, a book about sparkly vampires. I'd be into it. These shelves comprise the natural sciences section. Opening one, I see a picture of an old man researching perpetual motion machines in Hawaii. I guess one can only do their best. We read that one before, actually. These shelves are where all the school's encyclopedias are kept. There are a number of different reference books here from every time and place. Wonderful. We've read the entire library, and thus we have all knowledge. That's not a room, that's just a door that they put there. What's on the third floor? We'll check all the rooms. This is class 3B. None of the upperclassmen didn't catch that. This is classroom 3A. I don't know much about the upperclassmen. Okay, yeah, it's probably gonna be more of the same. This is class 3C. They gape at me like underclassmen are some sort of exotic creatures. Interesting. Okay, so last time we learned we're an NPC, and then we died, and then we're someone else in the exact same situation. Oh, this is the multimedia room. Is that it? I guess it's just a multimedia room that we could... Can we join a club or something? This person's not a member of the journalism club. What are they doing investigating things? The door to the rooftop is locked. Okay, I was just checking to see if Tasaka's back. Looks like she's not. So, oh, Leo is going again. Oh! The moment I step foot on the first floor, my feelings of unease intensify. There's a student wearing a red uniform. Leo, the new transfer student. The instant I lay eyes on him, I immediately feel intimidated and humiliated. There's also someone trailing behind him. It looks like one of my classmates. The more I think, the more I realize that Leo isn't the only anomaly I've come to cross while on campus. There are other things that seem, well, off. It's becoming clearer now. There are people who shouldn't exist, students that mysteriously vanish. The fabric of reality is coming unraveled. Don't turn away now. What is the truth? Don't turn away now. What defines the world you know? Don't turn away now. There is a reason why you're here. Come, do not allow yourself to close your eyes to the truth. This is a lot. There's a lot going on in our girl's head, and she's just doing her best. Leo and one of the guys from my class are talking in the hallway up ahead. Yeah, okay, this is the exact same conversation. So we were just prying eye before. Oh, okay, so there were multiple people. He wasn't just being, like, in general, talking about, like, NPCs. You guys, for a moment, it feels as if he is including me in his comment. However, Leo began speaking to my classmate, as if going on his own accord. I still have to get better at clicking slower. I overestimate myself. Leo gives me a smile with no hostility. However, I have the suspicion that there's something malicious behind his smile. That's new. That's a new perspective from our new character. Our guy was just completely head over heels for him. Heart beating out of his chest. No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to the pointed path. And thus, with those final words, Leo turns his back on me. Farewell. No, that's not quite right. I don't think farewell would be accurate in this situation. For reasons I cannot explain, I have a distinct feeling that we will see each other again. So I guess I should use the more congenital. See you later. Well, it's time for me to move on. I wish you the best of luck. I kind of came to the conclusion, between episodes, Leo said as much, even going so far as to look in my direction. For some inexplicable reason, I'm not surprised that Leo knew I was spying on him. I am trying to get things straightened out in my mind when Leo suddenly disappears. The student who is following him also disappears after touching the same spot on the wall. At the same moment he vanishes, my vision distorts and the shock threatens to overwhelm me. What is going on here? I wonder if this place is the source of my unease. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna search. Like him, I place my hand on the wall, expecting to be drawn in. I see now that the way to the truth, to why I have these feelings, begins here. You know what? This time, I think I'm good. I rub my eyes, willing the strange things I have seen to go away. I feel like the truth that waits ahead will be more unforgiving than I could possibly imagine. I'd rather live my life not knowing any terrible truths. I'm willing to forego knowledge so that I can keep living a normal, average life. See, that's one of the things I really expected to put me into some kind of bad ending. That was a misclick. Did not mean to just read this again. So what we're gonna do is just take another shot at not facing the truth. Yeah, okay. Anyway, while we're being a normal schoolgirl and going home, I think we're just gonna leave. When I approached the entrance, a sudden burst of distortion ripped through me. It felt like my body was going to be torn apart. Attempting to go any further would be suicidal. I should turn around. Okay, so we can't do that. So we're locked in here. This isn't one of the fatal ends I was talking about. This time, we will actually go through the wall. I lost my train of thought from before, though. Like 6 times. Yeah, we are going to face this truth. I want to know. The atmosphere changes. There's a doorway, an entrance where the concrete wall used to be. It's not something of this world. There's no doubt this door leads to someplace unfathomable. I bid farewell to the false world and take my first step toward the truth. And here we are again. I like this girl. She's very cute. It must be a pain to take care of that hair, though. It's so long. An entrance to another world. Beyond this door, the previous statement perfectly describes the view before me. Walking behind me is a strange, silent attendant. It has to be my sword and shield for what lies ahead. A disembodied voice suddenly confirms my thoughts. Although I have yet to learn anything, I need to do something besides stand here. At the very least, there might be some clues to this bizarre experience up ahead. I have no choice but to head into the darkness with only this strange doll's protection. She's a little bit more gung-ho than our boy was, huh? It's probably because she has a name at the moment. Look at this walk. This effigy's just stepping. Okay, yeah, okay, what I was saying, I remember now. I'm going to be reading other main character dialogue for most people. It's going to be like, I'll be subjective with it. I'll leave a little room for interpretation. I probably won't just like read, like if someone's just like in the hallway and I talk to them, I won't read their dialogue out loud. But if like there's a main character who's saying something and it's probably important, I'll probably read it out loud. If they're not like voice lined. I do promise, I solemnly swear, I will never read out Shinji's lines. Like, it doesn't matter if he's the most plot central, plot important character in the world. I will just not speak his words into reality. Anyway, how are you guys feeling about this cubescape? No longer a typical school campus. The floors and walls, the air, even the aura are slightly off. It wouldn't surprise me to see a monster pop out from the shadows. It's very much like a dungeon here. So yeah, this is where we're going to be fighting stuff, most of the time probably. Welcome, Potential Master. I'll be reading this voice, because I think it's just a tutorial voice. With shocking suddenness, a voice begins speaking. It sounds like it's coming from the empty sky above. If you are looking for answers, you must reach the goal. Now please step forward. We're going to go in circles for a bit. And yeah, we're going to head forward. That's just a cool cube. Nothing more to it. The illuminated cube in front of you is called an item folder. Inside of it is a farewell present of sorts for those about to face the coming trial. Touch it to open it. These are our chests. We got an ether shard. Ether! Before you is an enemy program. It is programmed to attack on sight. Touching it will initiate a battle. But you won't actually fight, as you are too fragile. The effigy given to you will fight in your stead. If your effigy is ever destroyed in battle, you will no longer be shielded from harm. To put it bluntly, you will die. So be very careful in battle. But there's no need to be afraid. For now, just do what I say and you'll be perfectly safe for the time being. First off, why don't I explain a little bit about battles? First of all, there are 3 basic commands you can issue in battle. Attack, guard, and break. Each turn in battle is composed of 6 actions, and you'll need to tell your effigy what your strategy is to be. Okay? We're seeing like the actual battle system this time. We saw it before, but we didn't really get to act on it. We just got our ass kicked. The enemy before you should be quite easy to defeat, as they only perform break. Break, which is focused solely on power, shouldn't be much of a problem against attack. Now use the attack command to destroy the program. It's a rock, paper, scissors thing. It's going to take a hot minute to explain how rock, paper, scissors works, but that's fair. I will never fault a thorough tutorial. I'm good. Let's just fight. Let's just kill this little orb boy. I actually think it's kind of cute. I don't want to hurt it, but it will attempt to break me. The controls for this were different than I thought. I thought it meant you pressed... It did say the directional buttons, but I misinterpreted as, like, the face buttons, like X, Y, and B, or square, triangle, circle, and then X to confirm. But I don't know. That's just me. So I'm gonna mess up a little bit until I like get used to that. But that's easy peasy. Like not even a fight. One thing to know is that in each turn you'll have to plan a series of 6 moves that will defeat your foe. The goal is still far ahead. If you must bask in the afterglow of your victory, do so while moving forward. Okay, yes, it is explaining 1/3 of the rock, paper, scissors triangle. Wow, what do you know? Another third. Oh look, here comes another program. You seem nervous. Perhaps you're anxious about fighting in another battle. Do not be alarmed. That enemy isn't strong enough to harm you. It is programmed to only use attack. While attack is a potent action, using guard will allow you to defend and then counterattack. Guard can be used to reduce dead damage caused by an enemy attack, but I trust you know this. Yeah, okay. So break is like no holds barred. It will just attempt to like throw itself at you, which is why a more focused attack will hurt it. Whereas if it will attempt to attack, you can actually guard and like protect yourself from a focused attack, but you aren't able to guard against a completely like no holds barred, putting your entire soul into an attack. Break. I like the extra turn like alternate reality pop-up. It's like We are literally, like, cheating the system a bit. By performing so well, we are gaining access to an alternate choice, like an alternate attack that doesn't fit in the scheme of things. Performing 3 successful actions in a row results in a chain. By performing multiple chain attacks, you can perform a devastating follow-up attack on your opponent. Yeah, there we go, it's explaining it. While doing multiple chain attacks in the heat of battle may be difficult, the results make it worth the effort. Now, please proceed. That's great. Yeah, so we have a perfect understanding of how these battles work, and that was nothing. My PSP glitched. You should be used to the fundamentals of battle at this point, but I'll walk you through this one last time. This program will only use guard and do nothing in battle but defend itself from harm, but no matter how stout one's defense is, it will be all for naught against the break command. This is the last third, and then we will be sent to kill God, because it is a JRPG. Easy peasy, first try. We're just kicking its ass. And we got a crit. So there's random crits in this game. Random crits are fair and balanced, so let's just hit it until it dies. I feel kind of bad. They look really sad when they, like, explode. Okay, yes. Someone as intuitive and observant as you must have already noticed this. Each of the 3 attacks balances each other out, creating a situation where no attack is dominant. This is like rock, paper, scissors, except the thing is I always win rock, paper, scissors, because rock never loses. Once you master the basics, all that's left is to test yourself in battle and gain experience. Now, please proceed. You got it, boss. That's just because I have a really good PSP. Don't worry about that. All of the enemy programs you faced so far have only used one move, which won't happen in a real fight. Like you, your enemies will choose their actions based on the situation and general observation. Their actions will be very difficult for you to predict at first. As you face the same enemy multiple times, you'll be able to read their tendencies and patterns accurately. When you first enter a battle, your opponent's moves will be mostly hidden from you. Being able to guess your opponent's moves with only a limited amount of info is the key to victory. Although considering your lack of fighting experience, I may be expecting too much from you. But anyway, please try your best. Okay, so it's trying to break, and guard. So we will just attack, and break. And then for these 3, following the cycle, it would just make sense to guard and guard. I probably won't be explaining battle choices often in this Let's Play. I'll probably just be using these fights to talk about other stuff that I think is interesting about the game, or just in general. So yeah, how are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good. I got home from work earlier today, so I'm recording a little bit earlier, so I feel a little bit more energetic. I hope that doesn't get rid of the ASMR quality I was told the previous videos had. But, I was really happy with how much people liked the first one. I really like this effigy design too. I know it's gonna get replaced with like a real like person, but this is like a good design. This is like D. Grayman and Akuma. I think I've said that before, but it's very much like reminiscent of like the Akuma from D. Grayman, which are just like armless being like skeleton creatures that are very cool. And we're back in Kingdom Hearts. I made it. At the end of a very long road, after going through a door that suddenly appeared in the wall, the oppressive air of this place where the spirits of the dead still linger. Here's my goal. That's what I thought. Further in, it appears as if someone has collapsed. When I look into his face, it's the student who was following Leo just now. I call out to him, but get no reply. I shake him in an attempt to wake him up when I notice he is stone cold. I go as pale as the corpse before me, and I can no longer think coherently. All I can do is stare in bewilderment. It is at this moment. It's alive! The fallen effigy lying next to the male student comes to its feet with a clatter. After having to fight several enemy programs to get here, it's obvious that this thing is an enemy as well. Without warning, it suddenly twists around and comes right at me. Okay, this girl is able to perceive, hey, this thing's gonna kill us if we don't fight back. Did the guy not get the tutorial? That's a little bit rude. I think it's not great that we don't have any idea what this thing's gonna do. You know what? We got one hidden. I think that animation's cool. I think it's cool when they both like bop each other. Okay, so we're already about to die, so I'm gonna use this item we got for. I'm gonna figure out how to use items. I don't know what either of those two things are, but we're gonna use an ether shard on our effigy, our silly guy. This is me trying to work out exactly what the effigy did. But anyway, I was given quite the shock today when my friend LV, who's probably going to be on this Let's Play like pretty soon, like next couple episodes. I don't know how long it's going to take to get through all this tutorial stuff, but we're already like fighting a boss. LV made a post about Brandon Sanderson being a berserker and a literary author and character sort of holy grail war, and that's something that just like shocked me to my core. Like I can't stop thinking about it. It's making me so mad that it's really funny. Those are terms that will be explained before the end of this video. I would give you a tutorial on like the lowdown and what Fate Stay Night in general is, but the game does explain it. It's not just gonna throw you in. And what do you know? We died. It sucks, but we have to make a new girl, give her a new name. It's just going to be like 20 bodies if we keep fucking this battle up, because we have to guess real good. I can hear the sound of a distant voice. The time has come. With your inevitable loss, I will consider this round of preliminaries over. Farewell. I pray you'll find peace in your annihilation. That is the voice's final words to me. I don't have the power to protest. All I can do is stare at the floor. I think I'm going to die here. Suddenly, at the edge of my now hazy vision, a number of brown-colored lumps seem to rise from the ground. Actually, it might be that I just noticed them now. They may have been there from the beginning, for all I know. Those lumps are the bodies of an untold number of fallen Tsukimahara Academy students. They're more gray than brown. The guy before me wasn't the only one to fall. All the others made it here and died, unable to do anything. And in a very short while, I suppose I'll become one of them. Maybe I should just close my eyes now. I did all that I could, so maybe it'd be better for it to end now. I refuse to give up. I would, if I had saved, I would choose the other option, but I refuse to give up. I summon all my strength in and attempt to get back on my feet. However, as I try to move, an unbearably intense pain shoots through my entire body. If that's how it's going to be, no, I still refuse to give up. Yeah. I don't want it to end like this. I cannot ignore the intense pain coursing through my body. I've reached a point where I no longer see stars in my eye, as my eyes feel like they're on fire. I feel like all 5 of my senses are being ripped from my body. This is another like common like Fate thing. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the pain. I'm afraid of losing my senses. I'm afraid of becoming a corpse. And the most terrifying thing, disappearing without a trace for any reason at all. It's not right that I disappear here. My consciousness, shot through with the waves of distortion, screams out against the injustice of it all. What was the purpose of suffering through these headaches just to fade away here and now? What were they all for if I just fade away here and now? I have to stand up. It's okay if I'm scared. It's okay if I'm in pain. I have to rise above all that, because I have yet to fight of my own volition and on my own terms. Indeed. Oh. This is a voice I recognize. I have a name, actually. Anyway, long drawn out like descriptions of pain is a common thing. The sound of breaking glass is accompanied by light cutting through the gloom. I managed to move my weary body and aching my head to see what's happening. I didn't notice it before, but something was slowly rising from the floor in the middle of the room. That form. Its appearance isn't much different from that of a human being, but something was different, clearly so. The power emanating from it transcended that of any human, or of any enemy I faced in getting here. An awesome power that seems as if it vaporized anyone that touched swirls within my body almost against my will. I don't think you asked me the first time, but because we didn't save, I will just say yes. Oh, you. I promise the game will explain what all these terms mean in like a little bit. And there's our command seals. Can't see him very well, but she takes hold of my hand and helps me to my feet. From the hand she had grabbed comes a sudden warmth, and then a sharp pain, like I've been cut with a knife. On the back of my hand, as though tattooed, is a strange symbol that looks like some kind of crest. Totally confused, I alternate between staring at the mark in my hand and the person standing before me. And then a noise behind me brings me back to my senses. Turning around, I see that the effigy from before is still there, now in a fighting stance. I wince uncontrollably, recalling my previous defeat at its hands. What an excitable master I have. Why are you so flustered? While I am by your side, have no fear that you may lose your way. Remember that victory is all that matters. My blade is the ultimate instrument. Even the muses themselves would bow before the sound it makes. Master, strike with my sword. Show me the extent of your abilities in this first battle. And now, we've lost our effigy, and we've gained a very cute girl. And Saber, as it says in the top left, can read it perfectly. So we're just going to sit back and enjoy watching this effigy get its ass beat for hurting me and also hundreds of my classmates. One swing, and there we go. Dead in one go. And we've leveled up. There we are. And, okay, sorry. Our servant and us leveled up. The battered effigy stops moving. There's no way it'll still function after being effectively torn apart. That wasn't entertaining at all. Considering how long I've waited for such a moment, I am truly unsatisfied. She continues to talk, however the sound of her voice doesn't quite reach my ears. The heat coming from the mark on my hand grew in intensity during the fight, and the resulting pain has become unbearable and burns through my consciousness. The mark imprinted on your hand is your command seal. It is proof that you hold dominion over a servant. You can use it to give 3 orders that must be obeyed. Think of them as disposable strengthening spells. It is also proof of your participation in the Holy Grail War. If you lose it for some reason, you will die. Once again, I hear that voice. I somehow manage to ignore the pain and listen to what it has to say. I can understand your confusion, but before I forget, congratulations, you have endured much to make it here. Now rest for a while. You've achieved your first goal. It was an incredibly clumsy effort to say the least, but that's what made it all the more entertaining. I've had this duty for a long time, but this is the first time I've seen a master as helpless as you. Nevertheless, be proud of your achievement. Your quick thinking came as a result of nerves and rashness. Thinking about it, the voice sounds like that of a 30-year-old man, and it's really irritatingly smug. This is where people would start to catch on that it's a character. For some reason, I can see the owner of the voice as a priest, dressed in a somber cassock. Oh, you are curious about my identity? I am honored, but I am insignificant. I am merely a part of the system. I am just a guide. tasked with giving a standard message and given the personality of a prior participant. I am no more than words, no more than a mountain you just conquered, no more than a record of the past. A record, so if I raise any objections to this voice, does that mean I won't receive any answers in return? Exactly. Well, this is unexpected. You have received a commendation, something about you having a light. I have no clue who would say such a thing about me. But that short phrase stuck in my heart, because for some unknown reason, I knew the words were sincere. And as for I expect good things from you, it seemed more like a command than an encouragement. Now, let us commence your baptism. You have proven yourself worthy of the honor. For most, the monotony of everyday life continues on without end. Your decision to look beyond the accepted and progress means you have earned the right to exist. However, you have but taken the first step. Be jubilant, young knight, for the Holy Grail War begins now. I have no idea what he's talking about. The Holy Grail War? The right to exist? That is correct. An object of great power once existed in the world, one that could grant any desire. People called it the Holy Grail and fought endlessly in an attempt to gain sole possession of it. This war, the system you find yourself in now, is an evolution of those struggles. You stand at the entrance of a deadly struggle where many magi will perish in pursuit of the Holy Grail. Listen, magi, had I not bestowed upon you the earth desire, you'd be merely saints capable of committing sin. Now, fight to the death. The fiery throne of heaven will only receive those with the strongest of desires. The voice reverberates throughout the hidden chapel, as if it were the voice of a god. Kill? Magi? The Holy Grail that grants wishes? Might be magi. These questions, and more, swirl inside my head and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. In war, a weapon is needed. That is your servant. They're the spear that pierces, the shield that protects. A legendary soul whose purpose is to clear their way into the Grail. That is the one who stands beside you. I glance over to the young woman in red standing near me, who is looking up into the sky. She is my servant. It seems you have decided, and with that decision as payment, I now open the gates to the Holy Grail War. The marks on my hand, my command seal, once again begin to become excruciatingly painful. It's over. I can't take it anymore. Nope. Made it so far. Ran out of HP right at the last second. I reach the limits of my endurance, and my mind starts to shut down. As I lose consciousness, I can vaguely hear the voice's final words. Now, let the Holy Grail War begin. No matter the era, deciding who is worthy through battle is the divine providence of man. Magi, who have been invited here by the moon, show me your true strength. We will save a new file this time, in case we decide to go back and check out what the other options could have gotten us. 1. Awakening. Binary Heaven.
魔術師による生存競争。運命の車輪は回る。最も弱き者よ、剣を鍛えよ。その命が育んだ己の価値を示すために。
Love this guy's face. First week. The first selection. Now this is the fun part. I don't think it explains this, but most Holy Grail Wars have 7 people. We had 999. That has been reduced to 128. The sky burns. Houses collapse into ruin. People fall to the ground. Roads come to an end. The conflict started here. With this, the world that was will be restored. It is here that I alone had survived. Don't remember, never forget. Oblivion is salvation and sin. Never forget. I was born from perdition. This must be a nightmare. This had to be somewhere. It could be anywhere. These events that occurred in the true memories of childhood. A torrent of blood flows, and a voice resonating with bitter resentment can be heard. Lives fade away without a thought. Friends, family, strangers, all gone. Soldiers with guns, families trying to hold together. A grotesque struggle to the last, until a gentle peace descends as death comes to claim them. I could not accept all I have seen. The question of why never left me. Even with the divide between conflict and catastrophe, why did such a tragedy occur? No, more importantly, why has this world been turned into a hell on earth? A gentle rain begins to fall. All things once living fade away, leaving only one behind. Amidst the helplessness and despair, their souls' last feelings are of rage and regret. The rain wets their cheeks and their eyes close one last time, dying forgotten and alone. Seeing this, I struggle to rise from the depths of death. I will not accept what I have been shown. If I can live again, I will definitely. But there are no second chances, and before long the rain has cleansed the scorched earth. Never forget, I was born from perdition. What that means, somehow, please don't forget it. The apostrophes around the I are interesting, and I will not forget them. It seems I saw some sort of twisted, distorted dream. With that, I wake up in the nurse's office. I must have collapsed and was brought here. So is that world, the effigy that blocked my way, and that servant, all a dream as well? No, this nurse's office is far different from the one I knew. It's similar, but off somehow. So you're finally awake. I guess there are no limits to feebleness after all. And she's back. While you are unconscious, I had naught to do but stare at you while you slept. The overwhelming, unforgettable presence of someone suddenly appears beside my bed. What I think to be a valiant young man garbed in crimson is, in fact, a young woman. Gender, as I said. But this being is not a human. Any normal conclusion based on gender or looks would be mute. Again, gender. Lots of gender happening right here. That's, just good to think about. But it's all for the best, as you have come just in time for the Holy Grail War. Incidentally, you are fully aware of what the Holy Grail War entails, correct? I am. There may not be people who are watching this playthrough, so just for them, the Holy Grail War? What? Holy Grail War, I've heard mention of it, but what is it exactly? You know nothing of the Holy Grail War, and yet you somehow managed to become a master. While pitiful, ignorance is hardly a sin. I shall instruct you as I am able. Firstly, the Holy Grail is said to have held the blood of a savior and has the power to grant wishes. Holy Grail? That Holy Grail? It's the basis of an entire body of Western religious history. A holy relic said to perform miracles that became well known through the Arthurian cycle. The original has been lost to time, and all that remains are base counterfeits. But no matter, the Holy Grail for which you are fighting is a different object altogether. Early on, the Holy Grail War was the name given to the ceremony Magi held to gain the Grail. In truth, it was a bloody melee from which the sole survivor would be granted the Holy Grail. In simple terms, the tournament you're in now is an approximation of the original Holy Grail War. Now new Magi have emerged in a time in which thaumaturgy has all but faded away. Magi, magus. Although I can hardly believe that these words apply to me, it seems that others think of me as one. Whatever the case, it sounds like this Holy Grail War is a merciless fight for survival. You're hopeless. Here, to win is to live, to lose is to die. There's only one way to avoid death. The rules are simple. 2 Magi are assigned to fight each other using their servants as weapons. The magus who loses their opponent is stripped of both their command seals and their life. My eyes are drawn to my left hand, where I've been marked with these 3 strange symbols. You will face a series of battles before you reach the Holy Grail. The details really don't matter. There are a number of minor rules, but the most important one is win. Simple, is it not? I doubt it's that simple. While I have a million questions, at least I know the basics now. And whether I want to be here or not, I'm a participant in this Holy Grail War nonsense. Indeed, as long as you understand the basics, that is enough for now. Now then, do you know what a servant is? Sorry. Don't have a clue. You know nothing of servants either? It seems that your ignorance is boundless. With an irritated expression, the servant before me continues to lecture me with subtle disdain. Servants are legendary souls called from the past to help masters win in the Holy Grail War. Only those whose deeds are acknowledged long after their deaths become legendary souls. The servants recreated here by the Holy Grail are drawn from those whose legends endure. Servants are basically soldiers. They're to guide and protect the mages who summon them. As per the rules of the original Holy Grail War, servants are divided into 7 classes. Originally, the classes of the legendary souls were hidden, but things have changed over time. Saber, Lancer, Archer, Rider. What were the others? Oh well, they aren't of any importance. Only the Saber class matters. Also, these classes identify core skills only. Replicating every single skill would be impossible. A legendary soul's main traits are aligned with the class and then given form. It'd be safe to assume that an enemy servant's class will give you clues about their powers. Furthermore, it is said that those of the Saber class are far superior to other servants. So then, allow me to test your knowledge. I'm sure you know which class I belong to, yes? Looks like a rider to me. We'll go with Saber. Correct. As the Saber class is the best of the servant classes, it's obvious that I'm a Saber. Yes, you have answered well. I can sense the promise and potential in you. Now then, from this time forward, you may refer to me as Saber. No honorifics are necessary. As you are my master, I will allow you to address me as an equal. Saber, her personality is going to be difficult to deal with, but she's definitely a worthy ally. Wait, if all servants are legendary souls, I wonder who Saber was in real life. My true name? I have nothing embarrassing to conceal, and I'd be happy to tell you. But it'd be a disaster if an enemy were to learn my true identity from you. But if my name were to be known, it wouldn't affect my resolve or my approach to battle. I will share my name once I have learned a little more about you. But I understand your unease at knowing nothing at all. Although I can't tell you my name, question not the truth of my words. And as for the Holy Grail, all I know is that it grants wishes and creates servants using famous figures from history. With you as Magus, and I as the mightiest of legendary souls by your side, the Holy Grail will be ours. For now, let that truth put your mind at ease. Allow my sword to clear away all of your doubts. With that, my servant disappears into the ether. However, I can feel their presence nearby. They must be staying out of sight when they're not needed, so their identity can't be compromised. But how their identity would be guessed just by their appearance is beyond me. Oh! Sakura! Hi! Oh, I am awake. I think I'll stick around for a minute. Oh, my memories have been restored by the Seraph, so don't worry. Any magi that seek the Holy Grail have their memories suppressed and are given those of a student. Only masters who manage to recover themselves are allowed to enter the main tournament. Now that you have regained your memories, please review them to make sure they're complete. Regained my memories? That's not right. Outside of my name, I can't recall anything of my past. I realized that everyone around me was forced to believe they were normal students. However, I cannot remember a single thing that happened to me before then. Your memory restoration failed? I cannot help you. I, Sakura Matoi, am just a custodial AI. Oh, that's sad. My complaints were totally ignored. It seems that she can't act beyond her programming. Oh, I should give this to you before I forget. I got a portable terminal. A PT, a playable teaser. She gives me some portable terminal. As a participant, you should pay attention to any messages that appear on your terminal. Okay, yeah, status, matrix, equip, item, system. Okay, that's what my servant's doing. Okay, so we're like doing like Hitman style, like gathering, like information gathering. Equip menu, like items, yeah, okay, items menu. Formal wear. I hope we can change our outfits. I would love to get like a bunch of different cute outfits. Select the system menu, okay. Oh, thanks for wishing me luck. Okay, that was a lot of information to process. And we have 6 days left. It's morning. I think we're going to call this an episode. So we're going to go to the system. We're going to save. And I think we're just going to end it here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time to actually begin the Holy Grail War. And then hopefully the episode after we get out of here and get started, we'll have a guest.